Okay, I'm going to run you through the mechanics of a little rig I've come up with recently. I was sent some of this silk ray, which is actually a leader material. It's very heavy and it's very, very supple. So when it lays on the deck, it's like a leadless lead core, if you like. It takes on the contours of the bottom of the lake. And I was looking at it and I thought, I don't know, that makes a good hook link material. So I started mucking about with it, and I've actually had a few fish on it now. It makes a lovely hook link. Obviously it's very, very strong. I think it's 45 pound. It's very soft, but because it's quite thick, it doesn't tangle either. So best of all worlds, really. And what I've come up with is one rig that sort of covers all situations. It can be a bottom bait rig, wafter rig, pop-up rig, and all you have to do is slide a little weight up and down it to change it from one to the other. So first, cut off a length of silk ray, depending on how long you want your hook link, add a few inches for knots and stuff, and then attach a hook of choice. Now my hook of choice for most of my fishing now is the Curve KD in a size 8. Just the one I like the best in the range. Very, very sharp, very strong, and it's the pattern I like. So we'll take him. What we will need is some sort of spectacles, because when you get to a certain age, things aren't quite as clear as they used to be. And we pop that through there. Oh, one thing I should mention, it's better because it's a thick material if you snip it at a little angle to start with, to give yourself a bit of a point. It just goes through the eye easier. So we pop him through there. It's very thick, very grippy material. The most basic of knots will do. I'm doing a 5-turn blood knot. As with all braided material, once it's knotted up, it's never going anywhere. Trim the tag off, so that basically we've just got a hook on the end of the line. Then we take one of these little fellas. This is a downforce tungsten, like shanker liner. This just gives it a little kick at the top, so that as it pulls across, it flips over the right way when the fish ejects it. I have one in Blue Peter style already here. What I do with these for this rig is, if you notice, there's a little, comes up across and then there's a return at the top. I just snip that little return off, and that gives it a more aggressive angle where it comes out. Now, because this is a soft material, usually with a line you just feed that through, but because it's a soft material, it's not going to push through. So what you have to do is come in from the top end with a baiting needle. You need a lip hook baiting needle for this, so you don't snare it on the way back out. Gently feed that right the way through until the lip's free there. Pop the other end in. Close the little lip, the gate, whatever you want to call it, and then just feed that back over the line like that. Simple. Slide him all the way down, and that's going to cover your knot. And then you want the return, you can feed that around a little bit to come forwards in line with the point. So you've created this little angle there that flips it over every time. Guarantees hooking. That's stage 1 of the operation. Nice and simple. Now the top of the aligner here is going to provide the backstop for a sliding ring. So you want a small sliding bait ring, and again I have prepared one. I'll just put it on the needle so you can see it easier. So we've got a ring, and I've tied a short length of braid with a loop on the end. This is obviously my bait loop. You can use any braid for this. I use the inner of my normal sort of hook braid, which is the jelly wire, but literally any braid. Quite often I just use scraps out the bottom of the tackle box from rigs that I've hacked up. So So you want this just a little bit longer than the size of your boilie, just to give it a little hinge at the top. And you pop him on over the hook point, like so. See what I mean? That's so that your aligner's providing the backstop for that. So all you need now is one very small hook bead on the top of the bend. Again, I've got one out ready. They've got pre-drilled holes in them, so even with my eyesight it's quite easy. You feed that round and that's the business end, simple as that. Hook, sliding ring, loop, stop bead. Okay, so then you require, stay there, a little tungsten dropper. They come on a easy thread system with a loop. You just open the loop out a little bit, pop your line through the end, slide him on. Now that will grip in any position you like. Because you haven't got a coating on the braid, you're not damaging the coating, sliding it up and down. So that is your basic finished rig. But the beauty of it is, bins off, you can fish it as a pop-up rig. You can instantly adjust any height of pop-up you want. You can slide this back to the swivel and fish it as a normal heavy sinking rig. The tungsten sleeve and the weight of the hook link makes it perfect for a wafter. Quite often I use it with a 16mm mainline wafter, and it's the exact right buoyancy every time. You can fish the bead in the middle if you want extra pin down on the bottom, although to be honest with the silk ray you don't really need that because it is, I say, it's very heavy and very supple. So all in all, a very basic but very, very versatile rig that you can use in all situations. I'll just pop a bait on that to show you what it looks like. This is a 16mm salty squid wafter, which are probably my favourite of the lot. Pop that on there, spread the loop, and put a little hair stop in there. And there he is, ready to rock and roll. Like I say, if it's a pop-up, you have the bead there, your wafter, just slide it back to the swivel. Obviously that just ties any length you want. I would probably use about, what would that be, about 9 inches, something like that. 9 or 10 inches. Just ties to the swivel on the end of your leader or whatever you use. Lead release system. And there we go. The heavy rig.